What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So I think in this video, what we need to do is give you guys an understanding of any of my good plays and my bad plays. I know there's a lot of people that claim that they're transparent on YouTube, but I am very transparent. I talk about everything, and people will throw out their Patreons and say, "Oh, my Patreon's amazing. We had this call, this call, this call, this call, or whatever." And I think of it as the same thing as like the Motley Fool. The Motley Fool will make positive and negative calls about one play and then claim that they made the right decision or basically had the best prediction ever because they made this call that was negative and it actually went negative. But you actually look at their history and they did something that was more positive as well, and they keep doing it for every position. And then they're like, "Oh, we're amazing. We made this call on this day." Well, what about this one? You said it was going negative and it didn't. It ended up going positive. So whatever. There's a lot of things out there to where people are not transparent. So I'm going to be transparent with you guys. I'm going to go and throw out some of my bad plays and some of my good plays here. And if you guys are interested in that, make sure you stick around for the whole video. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm going to try and make it a little bit shorter, but I mean, it's going to be a long video. I'm going through multiple plays. So anyways, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, I would like to say and kind of reiterate the fact that there's a lot of people that are not subscribed that watch my content. So if you are not subscribed, feel free to subscribe and let me know down below that you are a new subscriber. And, we'll see, maybe I can just reach out to you and be like, thank you. I really appreciate all the new subscribers that I do get. I appreciate all the old subscribers. I appreciate everybody that watches my videos. I just want you to get recommended. And in order to get recommended, you need to go through all the steps. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and dive into this really quick because we have a lot of things to go through. And first, we're going to start with any of the bad plays. And the first play that I have here is Bounce Coin. Now, Bounce Token, I got into this at like $50 and it ended up coming back. And right now it's sitting at a level of about $25. And that's not really the best play. I put out this call in October 2021. And that was when it was introduced. It was a new coin. It was all of that. And I did buy it because of the 2.1 million circulating supply. It showed a lot of promise. However, it ended up coming back to a level to where now it's at $25, basically half the cost or half the the price that it was at. So I'm gonna take that as a bad play. It did increase, I believe, to 60, but I'm gonna still take that as a loss. I understand that you could make money from the level of 50 to 60, I believe. But then it did come back to where it is now at about $25. So that's not really the best play at all. The next play that I wanted to look at was Jasmine. This was more of a recent one. It was in December 6th, so I really didn't give this time to play out, but it is at 11 cents and did decrease down to where it is now of 7 cents. So it's not something that I really am excited about. Seeing a play that actually does decrease, I think I need to let it go a little bit longer. Again, I think Bounce Coin, I think this one is more of a longer term play as well, more of a longer term swing trade, maybe let it play out like 6 months. However, you can expect that to make a move after you put out a buy alert on it. It's just a lot of things will come back before they actually go up. So Jasmine, not really a great play. You're seeing that decrease by 4 cents, which is a lot because it was only at 11 cents. So that's another play that's not really that great. I also wanted to get into a position that's something that I talked about more recently as well, and that's OMG Network. Now, I invested into this previous, and I actually had a good play, which I could talk about in the good calls, and we'll get into that. But $7.78. It currently is at $6, I believe, around $6. It currently is at about $6.10, so it is at a decrease of about $1.60 or so. Like, it has decreased quite a bit, and I'm going to take that as a L. Right? It did increase from where I talked about it, but again, you need to be able to see a significant increase when you have these buy alerts or a decent size to where people can make some money. So this is another L. I do see this as a longer term position, again, because it has 140 million circulating supply, and that's the total supply. So it matches it 100%, which is really, really good. However, short term, not really the best play, and I'll take that. And the last position that I have on my list, which I'm going to have to scroll all the way down, is KRL, Krill. Krill was not a great move for me, even though, again, it was one of those plays to where I put in money, and it actually did increase quite a bit. And let's see if I could find it here. I don't know if I can find it. I have a lot of different plays that I put out, so hopefully I could find it. Should be easy somewhere. Anyways, I can't find it, but I put it out on Patreon here somewhere. I put out a lot of videos, so if you guys want to subscribe to the Patreon, feel free to do so. But I did put it out on here. It was at about $3 or so, $3.06. And what you can see is that when you go into KRL, you go into Krill, you're going to see that when I put out this alert, it was on its way up. It was actually increasing quite a bit. It went all the way up to about here. I think it was like right here or so. It was like $3.06. And I did see it as something that was going to continue to increase. And it actually moved up again. It moved up more, all the way up to $4.30. So technically, you could have made money out of it. I'm going to take it as an L, though, because it was such a short-lived increase that a lot of people couldn't really see it coming. You know, they got into it and maybe they stepped out for a little bit, and all of a sudden it was up to $4 and back down to $3 again, and it started to decrease. So I'm going to take that as an L for you guys, even though, again, we saw a decent size increase. And if you can get out of that position, you can gain $1 from it, which could have been 30% on top of your investment. So that would have been amazing. But again, it did come back to a level to where it's at right now, which is $1.33. So I do think that it still is a buy, again, longer term, but right now it's at a lower price, and I set out a buy alert for a higher price. So that's an L, right? That's totally an L. All right, now we're gonna get into some of the good plays, because I think good plays are where it's at, and this is what we're looking at here. We're gonna start out with Gitcoin. Gitcoin is my one of my first investments that was in Coinbase, and I called this out in August. I started really trading heavily in crypto in July, so I called this out in August at $7.88. I saw this as a decent sized move that we could see for this position, and it had some popularity to it. The popularity was 85th at the time. You could see the circulating supply was 14 million, 14.2 million. And the price actually increased a heck of a lot. Now, where you're seeing it now, it's currently at $10.19, which is not nothing. It's a decent size increase, $3, which would be great. However, it increased more than that. If you look over the year, you're going to see that just recently in November, this increased to $28.99. From that level that I said it was an investment, you know, around $7 or so, or $7 or $8, it increased all the way up to $28.99. And it may seem like it was a very fast investment. It wasn't. It increased to about 14, held there for a little bit, increased to about 18, held there for a little bit, increased over 20, held there, and then started to really make its move up. So this was one of those positions that was definitely a big win for me. And a lot of people made a decent amount of money, whether they took partial profits or whatever. That was a good call, and I'm still holding on to it. I do believe that this is going to make a bigger move. I did take profit, but I am holding on to 100, and I'm thinking about putting more in there at some of these lows and just basically capture some of that profit. But Gitcoin, really, really good play. Another play that I called out was Loopring. And, you know, people will look at Loopring and say, you know, you don't really talk about Loopring that much anymore. I try and put out videos on it, but I was trying to put out a video on it yesterday, but audio issues and everything. But currently, or not currently, when I put out this call, or this buy alert, basically, or when I was going to buy it, and I did buy it, it was at $1.08, and you could see where it did end up getting to in the long term. If we actually put this out, this was on November 4th, where it did end up getting to. If we look out maybe a year, we could see that this did increase right afterwards, all the way in November 9th. It increased to about $4. So seeing that go from $1.08 all the way up to $4 is a significant gain. So I'm going to take that as a definite win. While some of the losses were actually small, some of these wins were really, really big, right? Seeing Gitcoin go from $7 or $8 all the way up to $29, seeing LRC go from $1 up to $4 is a really big play, right? So let's get into the next one. The next one I have is Harvest Finance. Now, Harvest Finance, I said get in. I didn't say you get in, but I said I was going to get in, and I did make a move in at $240. Now, $240 seems like a heck of a high price for where it's at right now. But from that move, it did end up making a move. So this was in July 31st. It was at the end of July. I did see a lot of potential here because of the circulating supply. Circulating supply less than 600K. Currently, it's above 600K, but less than 600K is definitely a big plus in my book. It shows a lot of room for growth. But currently, if you look at Harvest Finance, it's at $88, right? That's horrible, right? You're saying that's a huge loss. Well, the reason why I'm taking this as a win is because I can't really get to any of the detail. I'm going to have to go into Coin Market Cap really quick just to basically break some other stuff down. Let me actually go into Coin Market Cap. I think I have it up. Yeah, here we go. Let me go into Coin Market Cap and let me show you because cryptocurrency had like a glitch. So Coinbase is looking freaking weird. And I thought that I would be able to see it on there, but I'm going to have to see it over here. So let's go year to date. And what we're going to do is back in July, it was at 240. Now it did end up decreasing. It fluctuates very, very fast. Now I think that was when it was somewhere, where was it? Somewhere around here, July 31st, right? It was up close to these peaks, right? It did increase all the way up to a high here, right, of 260, 270. So you actually saw a decent sized increase there, but I wasn't looking for that just yet. We did see it fall down, right? But then it started to increase and got all the way up to a level of $350. I can't really get there. 300, come on, get there. $355, which is absolutely a great increase from 240 to 350 is a great increase. It creates a lot of volatility in between, and I held in between. I actually bought some of these dips at some of these lows of 150. I think yes, it would have been a better buy or buy alert to buy here, but I did see these tops coming. I did see that we were going to see a decent size increase, and I knew that I was only going to put my foot in the door, and that was the play that I wanted to call there was put your foot in the door, find a way to get in, then average down, which is something that I did at 150. I bought like 4 here and then bought 10 here. So that's when I ended up seeing this larger increase. And now I'm currently holding 40 and I want to buy more at the current level that it's at. So again, even though it's at $88, I'm going to take it as a win because it did increase to $355 short term. However, I'm definitely seeing this as a buy, and all people know that watch my channel that I'm seeing this as a definite buy opportunity for farm at some of these lower lows. The next one that I have on the list is a play that I don't have tracking of because I talked about it in the stream. It was Picoin. Palane, right? This position I talked about previously, and I talked about a bunch of times actually in streams, and I believe I have it on the Discord group, but that's not, yeah, the Discord group and the Patreon, but that's more recent. So where I invested in at was 0.007 cents, and this was kind of an accident because I was looking for Picoin, the one you mine on your phone, and see if you can buy it. And I ended up buying this by accident because I did see this as a great opportunity. And then I bought more because I saw it as a really, really good opportunity. Now, this recently did make a bit of a move. Let's look at where I invested in and where it did get to. It went up to about 2 cents from a level of 0.007 cents where I bought in 28,000. It went up to 0.00 or 0.02. It went up to 2 cents. Jesus. And that's a really good increase, right? Just seeing it double from something like 1 cent all the way up to 2 cents, but you're seeing it at a lesser point to where it's doubling, almost tripling. Actually, it did triple from 0.007 to 2.1 cents, I guess. That's if that's what you want to call it. 2.2 cents, right? So seeing that increase, you definitely saw a doubling, actually tripling, right, of your investment if you did get into it. And that's what I did see. Now, did I get out of it? No, I see this as more of an opportunity to grow a lot higher once it does get introduced on other platforms like Coinbase. So I'm currently going to buy more at 0.008 cents because I do see this as a huge opportunity, and I'll probably buy more if it dips even a little bit lower, but I do see this as a pretty substantial dip from where it was, and where it's going to get to is going to be a lot bigger. So if I have 100,000 of it, it gets to $1, I have $100,000. I know it's not that simple, but it actually can be that simple depending on how big of a push Coinbase ends up having on this. So that's another position that I think of as a positive move, basically tripling my investment there. And the last one I have here that I don't have tracking of again because I talked about it on stream was Anchor Coin. A lot of people saw that I got into Anchor at 6 cents back in, I can't remember exactly where it was. It was like July of 2020. It was one of my first, 2021. It was one of my first investments in Coinbase. And you could see that a month ago, this got to a level of 21 cents. So from 6 cents to 21 cents, we're looking at something that did triple, right? And almost quadrupled, right? So we're seeing a decent size increase from that, no matter how much you put in there. If you put in 1,000, it got all the way up to a level to where you saw it get to $3,000, if not a little bit more than that. So this is crazy to be able to go through some of my wins and losses. And I think there are a lot of wins and losses out there. I know this is a 15-minute video or so, and I'm sorry to make it this long, but I think going through your wins and losses is important. If you don't have transparency with yourself, you're never going to, look at your investments as a positive. Even if you do have some losses, what can you learn from those losses? I have a ton of things that I've learned from the losses, and you can see how small those losses are compared to how big these gains are. You know, Jesus, Gitcoin going from $7 or $8 all the way up to $29. LRC going from $1 all the way up to $4. Farmcoin going from 240 up to 355. You know, Palane going from 0.007 cents up to almost 2.5 cents, right? Anchor going from 6 cents to 21 cents, right? You see how big these gains are, and you learn from every loss that you have. And again, I didn't get into Jasmy. That's one of those positions that I didn't make a move into, but I did call a buy alert. And if I had some money at that point to put into it, I would have put it into it, and I would have had a loss. And that's why I'm taking it as a loss. However, all of the ones that I see before, Bounce Coin, Bounce Token, I ended up losing half the value. Krill ended up losing half the value as well. But you could see how these losses are a little bit smaller compared to how big the gains are. So you let me know what you think about all of this. I really like making these videos. So if you guys want updates on things like this, on different buy alerts that I have, we can definitely do this as like more of maybe a monthly thing or a quarterly thing, just to give you guys an understanding as to all of the things that are out there. Remember, guys, if you guys want to subscribe to my Patreon, feel free to do so. We have buy alerts over there. We have a lot of things that we go over when it comes to education. So definitely check that out. Also hit that like button. And again, hit the subscribe button, because if you're watching and you're not subscribed, maybe take a couple more videos, watch those. And if you like it, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out, helps all creators out when you subscribe. If you don't like the content after a while, it's free to unsubscribe. It's free to subscribe. It's just clicking one button. But I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.